Hey guys, what is going on and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing another episode of our Inside the Mind of an Ace video series where I basically sort of take you through a match with a particular plane, explaining how I think about the game, how I think about the situation, and kind of hopefully giving you guys tips and tricks in order for you to improve your War Thunder piloting skills, hopefully get you more kills, more Silver Lions, more RP, and hopefully make your War Thunder grind a slightly more enjoyable experience. Anyway, we've taken out the Seafire today, rank 5-3, got 4 wing-mounted 20mm cannons, and as you can see, we have got a whole host of enemy vehicles, all Russian and German in origin. And basically, I'm going to take you through what I do in this particular game. Now, of course, the Spitfire is known for its dogfighting capabilities. It's one of the reasons I'm not really planning to climb any higher than what I am now. About 3,000 meters is kind of the extent to where I want to be. We've got this Heinkel 162 coming in. Now I know that they're fast, but they also lack the turning ability. So I need to try and get him to overshoot, which he looks like he's about to do. Want to see if I can get him to commit. Overshot me. Well, let's see if I can't turn and take him out. Of course, his advantage is his speed, but he couldn't quite get away there. He's going too fast now for me to really engage. So I'm going to break off and deal with this 109. I will also try and get him to overshoot. Do some spicy footwork. And again, he's going to try pull up, which is the right thing for him to do in that particular situation, but of course I probably have another plane coming in, this 162 coming back. Again, keeping that situational awareness, trying to make sure I've got eyes on all of my enemies. I'm trying to keep track of where that Spitfire is. The best way to do that is kind of look at your mini-map, see if you can't get a brief glimpse of what they're doing. In this particular case, pulling up to engage that 162 would have been pretty difficult. And as a result now, I've managed to kind of isolate this fight. And now I'm doing 2 dogfights at once, which is incredibly impressive. So I need to kind of narrow this fight down to a one-on-one. Luckily, both in my sight. That 109 is going to come back down, roll over. At this point, I am going to start struggling. So I need to get a kill at this point, otherwise I am in the thick of it, really. We've dropped our altitude, though, so we're now in our territory. This is where we're going to perform the best. That 162 is breaking off, giving us the chance to now engage this 109 head on. Very close to getting into his guns there, but at this point, with the friendly coming in, it's now giving me the chance to, oh, that was very close, engage this guy one-on-one. And he's doing an incredibly good job. So props to him, but yeah, just keep him in your sights. Hopefully you've watched my other video regarding control, but at the end of the day, he didn't die because of anything I did. He died because of situational awareness. He just didn't know where the ground was. That 162 was being a bit stupid, came right in front of my guns. He got punished for it. So, luckily, with the help of one plane, wherever it went, we got a maneuver kill on that 109 and a gun kill on that 162. Just taking a look at my map now, taking a breather from the dogfight, trying to get my bearings again. Like I said, situational awareness is key in every battle. And as you saw there, my situational awareness was the only reason I was alive in that particular situation. Because I had one plane that was trying to dogfight me, which was the 109, and I had another plane which was basically trying to boom and zoom. Now that's extremely difficult if you don't have situational awareness, because the chances are while you're turning for that 109, that 162 would have just boom and zoomed, killed me straight. Anyway, we've got this TU2 coming in pretty close, so we're going to see if we can't take him out. We're close to the base. He probably has quite a lot of forward firepower, so yep, he's fired his guns. I'm not going to take the risk. I'm going to try and bait him into continuing the head on. The reason I've done this is because now he's turned and committed quite a lot to that head on, which has hopefully reduced his speed enough to the point where I can catch him up pretty quickly. And as you can see, he's firing his guns, which shows he's now worried. A6M5, now he's got 2 problems to worry about. And he's on fire. I could do the dickhead thing and steal the kill, but he's on fire. Unless he puts that out and shows signs of limping back to base, I I'll let that fire burn and I won't steal the kill. He will probably end up crashing, but there's 3 planes up here which are incredibly worrying. I need to make it back to base as soon as possible. I'm not going to go for base 1 just because that'll put me in easy range of those aircraft. So what do we do now? Checking my fuel, checking my ammo, because I'm preparing for this upcoming fight. So again, situational awareness. Not just the situation is in like where you are on the map, but your fuel, your ammo. It can get easy to lose track of these kind of things. And also I'm trying to guess at what the enemy's situation is. Are those 109s and the 190, do they have fuel? How much fuel do they have? How much ammo do they have? These are all kind of questions I'm asking, trying to see what's going on. Right, that 109's got some kind of leak, so if he commits to attacking me, I need to play the time game with him. I need to basically wait till whatever it is that's leaking, that oil probably, or water or something, goes out. But you can see he's turning away, which means that leak is quite serious. He's going to probably go back to base. That 109 may be in a similar situation with fuel, with ammo. But anyway, there's no point in me engaging them. If I chase them down with 5.5 minutes of fuel, I'm going to be over their airfield with not a lot of fuel, probably. So in this particular case, it makes sense for me, and it is probably also going to make sense for them to head back to base, refuel, rearm. And so that's what we're going to do. Again, I'm just sort of talking you through my decision-making process here. Trying to give you guys an idea of, you know, what kind of decisions I'm making, why I'm making them. We'll take a look at the scoreboard. Let's see, they've got, what's that, 5 left. We have 2. That F-82, unfortunately, is on their own at this current point. In this type of situation, you're going to want to stick together, and you're going to want to divide them. If we're lucky enough, it looks like that 1225 is on fire. But we also have lost the F-82 now, so it is currently a 1v5, maybe 1v4 if we lose that. Yeah, there you go, 1v4 situation now. And we're going to have to try and do everything we can to win it. So that is going to be some extreme fun. And I'm just going to land it here. Top tip, you don't actually have to lower your gear. If you're going slow enough and you're being sensible enough, you can just belly flop. And it is a much more quicker way of landing. Just be sure not to explode. But anyway, we are going to land, we are going to rearm, and we are going to take the fight to them. Their best chance of winning at the moment is probably just destroying ground targets or doing the objectives of the battle of the air, which is just destroying all the bomb targets. So anyway, I'll refuel, rearm, and I will probably get back to you guys when I'm looking at engaging the other fighters. Alright, so we're now back up in the air. We've got a lot of fuel, we've got a lot of ammunition. Situation hasn't changed much. I've spotted there's this aircraft over here, which looks to be a twin engine, but could be a fighter. We're still up against, at the moment, by the looks of it, 3 people. So I need to do my best as a dogfighter to isolate these fights. Because if I face 3 aircraft at once, despite the C-FAR being a great aircraft, it's not going to be able to take 3 at once. Again, I haven't climbed much just because I don't want to be playing up where they're going to be comfortable and I'm not going to be comfortable. We're going to keep it fairly low. And like I said, we need to try and isolate the fights as best we can. Take a look at the map. We're getting quite into their territory at this point. So I'm going to get a bit more altitude just to keep me a little bit more safe in case the enemy aircraft pop out of nowhere. But yeah, I'm looking around, trying to see if I can spot them while trying to maintain visual on that aircraft in front, which I have sort of lost at this point. One thing a War of Thunder pilots will experience at some point is thinking that you've seen an enemy plane and there is in fact just some dust on your monitor. Does really force you to look hard and look thoroughly. In this particular case, I could get an order out and try and switch things up, go on the offensive. Which, I guess for the sake of this video, I could do. Where is... Here we go, Blind Hunt. Let's see if this helps me out here. Right, I've got a TU2 over here. He is probably heading for that airbase over there. We're not going to be able to catch him for a while, so I'm hoping that some of the enemy planes are sticking with him. But yeah, at this point, I don't want to go too deep into their territory in case I do get hit and have a leak of oil or water. I need to be able to limp back to base. The only other option I really have is I could start going for ground targets, but that puts me in quite a perilous position. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to try and cut this guy off from returning back to base, assuming he goes to try and bomb that airfield. I'll intercept him on the way back, which will put me both back into my kind of friendly airspace, close to the airfields, while also taking out an enemy plane. Unless the situation changes and I spot the other planes, that's the plan anyways. But yeah, War Thunder's a lot like, you need to pre-plan a lot in War Thunder, come up with ideas of what to do in certain situations, how you should change your plan to, how the situation changes. It is all about making decisions and not trying to hesitate as much. But yeah, it's just having an idea of what to do. Like, oh, if a plane spawns, let's say, behind me, what do? Do I go and attack that plane, or do I go for this TU2? I think I'd still, unless he's really close, I'd still try and eliminate that TU2. One, because it's drawing me back to friendly airspace, and two, it eliminates a plane. It's more silver lines, it's more RP. Anyway, he's quite low. He did a turn to engage that, whatever it was, that pillbox there, so he's ripe for the taking now. We just need to make sure that we don't get taken out by his turrets, his defenses. It's also incredible not to try and lose sight, because it can be difficult to spot enemies, especially in these kind of conditions here. Let's see what he does here. Going a bit negative just to make my approach a bit easier. Power down. He's doing the right thing here, turning into my dive. I'm not going to commit that heavily to it. I can always come around again. But at this point he knows he's screwed. Unless friendlies are coming to help. But we need to finish up this fight, regain our speed and altitude fairly quickly. Critical, that's him on fire. Enemy plane down. Also have an ME-264. Where the hell is... Okay, so taking off from an airfield. Alright, we need to try and intercept that plane. Oh, and on the radar. Here we go. This is going to be interesting. Going to turn into his dive, try and make him commit to it. Is that a maneuver kill? Yep. Yeah, that's how easy it can be sometimes. In that particular situation, he was probably going extremely fast. So I turned underneath him to make his angle of attack even steeper, to the point where, he's got way too much airspeed and force on his ailerons and elevator, and just couldn't pull up from the dive, sorry. So yeah. Unfortunately, I'm not quite sure if we're going to win this match, because I need to intercept that fighter before we lose all of our points, which may or may not happen. Also, I need to keep a really good eye on that bomber, because if I lose him and I can't find him and intercept him, we're going to be in a world of trouble. Not only that, but I've now got to worry about ground-based AAA. This is looking like a GG, boys. I don't know, I need to close the gap fast. But I'm not sure I'm going to be able to do it. I mean, I could start going for ground targets, but I really want this kill. I think we should be able to close the distance pretty quickly. But yeah, it looks like we're about to lose. Well, that is an unfortunate L. But hopefully that match was a very good example, hopefully, of what you guys should be thinking about in a War Thunder match and how you should approach certain situations, how to take certain fights, and all that kind of jazz. So if you guys enjoyed, please leave a like, stick around, subscribe of course, and if you guys have any particular planes you want me to fly, kind of demonstrate how I would fly those particular planes so you can replicate that in your own matches, comment down below what planes. I'll be happy to do basically anything, as long as I have it unlocked of course. But yeah, anyways, take care guys, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.